A nasty winter storm is getting ready to drive its way through the country, bringing all types of hazards, from heavy snow to severe weather across the south. In today's video, we'll be taking a look here at the models regarding how much snow we can expect out of the system, as well as what areas will be impacted, followed by the severe weather potential. We got the nasty threat for some tornadoes. All the latest information coming right up. What's going on, guys, and welcome back here to another video here for today. I hope everyone is having an amazing day here so far. We got a lot of stuff to talk about regarding the system that's driving severe weather across the south, as well as a lot of snow for a lot of the central and northern country. Now, guys, before we go ahead and get on into it, I want to go ahead and ask if you could hit that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for your kind support. You guys absolutely rock. Without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get on into it. So we're starting off here with the current radar view across the country, starting off here in the northeast. We are continuing to see a lot of heavy snowfall for places here of eastern Pennsylvania, portions of eastern New York State, Vermont, New Hampshire, portions of Maine, and even western Massachusetts, seeing a bit of snowfall across the northeast. Now, across the south, we are seeing that decaying cold front move its way through portions here of southern Florida, currently moving through. A little bit of moisture across portions of the mid-Atlantic region, mostly just rain, kind of towards the, the DC metro area. Moving on over here to the central plains. As of now, it's quiet, but tomorrow that is going to be a big changer because we are going to see the beginning of this system, which you can kind of see across the southwest already starting to spin up there. Tell you what, my friends, that is going to be the system that's going to drive a whole bunch of problems. Now, across portions here of the northwest, it looks like we do have ourselves a little bit of moisture moving through, kind of towards the Seattle, Washington region. But other than that, guys, really nothing too crazy going on as of now. Alrighty, guys, so shifting on over here to the future radar regarding what conditions could look like down here in time. We're taking a look here at the NAM 3-kilometer model as a future radar reference. So we start off here kind of for the later portions of today. You can kind of see here the time in the top left showing around 5 o'clock p.m. So we track our way down through time, and you're going to notice across the west, as we were looking at, there is a bit of rotation. That low pressure system is starting to really kick off across portions of the southwest. Now, later on here for tonight, kind of around midnight, we're going to start to see a lot of snow starting to form across portions here of central New Mexico. Now, this will track its way here to the east, eventually moving into portions of Texas, kind of by around 3 o'clock a.m., according to this in particular model. So snow will move through portions of Panhandle, Texas, eventually moving in through portions of western Oklahoma, kind of around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to start to get some storms firing off here pretty early, too, which those are going to probably go severe later on in the afternoon as the atmosphere gets primed. Now, as we track away further down here in time, a lot of heavy snow will continue to drive its way through portions here of a lot of Oklahoma. Honestly, depending on where you're at in Oklahoma, you have a pretty decent chance of seeing just some form of snowfall. Now, across portions here towards the central country, towards central portions of Texas, moving through the eastern side, you can see how a nasty line of storms fires off here, which could bring the possibility for tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds, as we are going to be discussing here in the convective outlook. Now, we track our way down here further in time. Now, for portions of northwestern Arkansas, the snow is going to be moving in here tomorrow evening, kind of for the late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening type of ordeal. Then we track away further up here to the northeast, kind of for the midnight of the 25th. Snow moving through Missouri, portions of southern Illinois, through portions of possibly western Kentucky and southern Indiana as well. And as we track our way down here even further, kind of for, around sunrise of the 25th, that is going to be welly moving through portions of Illinois and Indiana, kind of exiting portions here, obviously, of like eastern Kansas, and eventually moving out here of portions of Missouri, kind of around noon. Switching over here to the Storm Prediction Center regarding our severe weather outlook here for tomorrow. Now, things have gotten pretty nasty here. We have a pretty nasty risk here, as you can see. We have an enhanced risk across portions of southeastern Louisiana, portions of southern Alabama, and southern Mississippi. Also, a little area here in far western Florida, across portions here of the far western panhandle. So across the orange, that is the bullseye for tomorrow's severe weather. That's where the most severe weather could be expected. Obviously, the potentially strongest as well. Now, here's the thing. We take a look here at the tornado probability. We have a 10% significant risk here across the yellow. You see how the yellow risk has a little bit of dashed lines moving through it? That basically means that we have a 10% chance every 25 miles of seeing a tornado being EF2 to EF5. Obviously, pretty violent tornadoes can be expected here for tomorrow. Now, the overall tornado threat stretches as far west as portions of eastern Texas, kind of hovering around the coastlines there, and as far east here as portions of western Florida. And now when it comes to damaging wind probability, the same thing is kind of expected here. A 30% chance actually across portions of that enhanced risk. Obviously that's showing where we can expect possibility of straight line wind damage out of that big long line of thunderstorms we talked about, as we saw. That could bring some very big concerns regarding wind damage. So if it's not a tornado, we have the possibility of damaging winds as well that can do similarities in some aspects. And lastly, we take a look here at the hail threat here for tomorrow. Now the hail threat's nothing too extreme. The biggest hail concern is obviously across portions of coastal Texas on the far eastern side, as well as southwestern Louisiana. But the overall threat stretches all the way through as far east as portions of Alabama. Alrighty guys, so now we're moving on over here into the active warnings, watches, and advisories issued here by the National Weather Service. Now after this, we're going to take a look at the snowfall accumulation, so stay tuned for that. Now we take a look here across portions here of eastern New Mexico into portions of western Texas here. You can kind of see how we have areas of pink. Same thing for portions of the northeast, such as eastern New York, portions of northern Massachusetts, southern Vermont, southern New Hampshire, and Maine. These are all winter storm warnings, obviously showing where heavy impacts regarding winter weather can be expected. Now across portions here of kind of this purple shaded color, now these are winter weather advisories, saying that some impacts, some limited impacts regarding winter weather could be expected overall, but not as crazy as a winter storm warning. Now here for portions of Oklahoma, moving through portions of northwestern Arkansas, through southern Missouri, southern Illinois, portions here of central Indiana and western Ohio. These are winter storm watches. Now, these are the areas we need to watch, as winter storm warnings will likely be needed for a lot of these areas here as this system does approach closer, which honestly would not be surprising if later on tonight most of these do turn into warnings. Except warnings mean take action, watches mean pay attention. Now, if there's a warning issued for you, you should prepare accordingly. Alrighty guys, so now we're moving on over here to the snowfall accumulations regarding this system in terms of how much snow we can expect here. So for portions near Lubbock, here towards Childress, portions here of Amarillo, we are kind of seeing that boundary of anywhere from 3 to 5 inches. Now, there is some localized areas here that could potentially see maybe a little bit more. I'd have to say probably anywhere from 4 to 8 inches locally across the areas here between Lubbock as well as Amarillo. Now, once again, this is the official forecast, and you can expect this amount of snow here out of the, across out of the storm here. Now for portions of central and southern portions of Oklahoma towards Lawton, Elk City, Oklahoma City, obviously towards like Muskogee. So those regions kind of around, once again, kind of around 3 to 5 inches with locally higher amounts being possible. Now moving through portions here of western Arkansas or northwestern Arkansas here for areas of Fayetteville, Mountain Home, Rogers. Those grounds are possibly going to be seeing snowfall accumulations as large as 4 to 8 inches with locally even higher amounts possible here, relatively just north of Russellville in the forecast. Now areas here towards like Fort Smith and Mena, once again, kind of around 3 to 5 inches is expected across those regions, as the warm air is going to be mostly infiltrating the eastern portion here of the state, preventing any accumulation out of the snow. Now across portions here of Missouri, it is the southern half that's expected to see the most snowfall out of here. Once again, across that pink shaded color, kind of showing around 4 to 8 inches being possible here just south of Springfield. Now once you move up here towards kind of St. Louis region, kind of around 2 to 4 inches can be expected across the regions here. Columbia 1 to 3, Clinton 1 to 3 as well. So watch out for that. Kansas City metro area kind of looking around 2 to 4 inches as well. So we'll keep an eye on that here for the most part, and we'll see how things do play out. Now once we move into portions here of Illinois, as we can see kind of towards Springfield, about 3 to 5 inches is kind of expected across those areas. And for areas here towards Indiana, kind of around 1 to 3 inches is on the forecast line here towards Indianapolis region. So we'll have to continue watching that. Now this is the snowfall that's expected over the next 48 hours. So obviously the entire system will not be over by the next 48 hours, so we still can possibly see a little bit more accumulations ramp up across the areas of the Ohio Valley. But anyways, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up here the quick little update. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you give a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, my friends. We'll be doing a live stream later on tonight in order to give you guys the latest updates here that come through for tonight in order to be prepared for this system. But all right, my friends, well, once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope to see you guys here later on. And all right, my friends, peace out. See you later.